Hi, Matt Beyer of Matt Beyer Organizing with my top 10 tips to stay organized. This is actually the second half of my top 5 tips to stay organized video. So if you haven't seen tips 1 through 5, you can find the link at the end of this video. All these tips are taken from my book, The Circulation Solution, so they follow the same philosophy. Circulation prevents accumulation. What I mean by circulation is a plan for movement in a series of manageable, reliable stages. The first 5 tips were all about circulation of your stuff, and tips 6 through 10 will be all about circulation as it relates to time. Used strategically, your calendar can help circulate your most common accumulators. Here's how. Tip number 6, pay your bills weekly for bills that accumulate. If you're paying your bills monthly and that works well, great. But if you'd like to get them paid more manageably and reliably, try breaking them up into weekly payments. Yes, I do know about paying online and automatic payments. I've been doing those for years. But for the less routine bills that might accumulate, 15 to 20 minutes of bill paying is more manageable and reliable. When you know the task is just a few minutes, you will be less likely to avoid it. Tip number 7, plan your week fast. Every week we all have events we need to make a point of attending and tasks that we need to make a point of doing. So I'm guessing that the idea of planning your week makes sense, but perhaps you're wondering what's behind doing it fast. As with the 15 to 20 minute bill paying, the idea with the fast weekly planning is that you make this task more manageable and reliable. There is a temptation when planning a schedule to settle into the task and spend too much time trying to work out the perfect time management to help you stay organized. This is a great way to lose an hour and create a burden that you will avoid next week. Instead, set your timer for just 15 minutes and quickly plot out your most essential events and fit in your most timely tasks. Don't seek perfection. Just cover your top priorities. Then stop when the buzzer goes off. You can feel safe knowing that your top priorities are covered and your schedule clutter has been cleared. You can then fill in the gaps with the week's emergent tasks as you go. Now go back to enjoying your weekend so you don't resent the weekly planning next week. Tip number 8, circulate your files annually. For the paper that accumulates, plan on just 20 minutes every year to transfer last year's active or sitting files to archives or sleeping files. I find that the first Saturday after April 15th is usually the best time for this. Again, keeping the process to just 20 minutes makes this habit manageable and reliable. To learn how to make the circulation of files as manageable and reliable as just 20 minutes, please see my Organizing Paper Files Made Easy video at the end of this video. Tip number 9, circulate your clothes twice a year. Nothing needs to circulate more than paper and priorities, but clothes are up there. As I mentioned in my last video, items like clothes circulate into our lives way too easily. So we need a competitive plan for clothes to circulate out. In tip number 3, I offered the donation depot. But when is the best time to ensure clothes circulation? A good time to review summer items is October 15th, and a good time to review winter items is May 15th. A common piece of organizing advice that I like is to start the season with all your hanging clothes hung backward. When you wear an item, turn the hook around. Then, at the end of the season, if you still have a hook facing backward, then you know you haven't worn an item all season. This makes it a lot easier to resolve when you send it to the donation depot. This creates space and makes you feel better about buying new garments. By the way, another piece of common organizing advice on this subject that I don't agree with is the one in, one out rule. I do not think this is manageable and reliable, so the sustainability is doomed. Another way to create space during this seasonal circulation is to store off-season clothes more remotely. There is no better way to make your closet beautiful. Organizing products can augment an edited closet, but they can't replace it. And tip number 10, annual plan in December, because goals and projects can accumulate if you don't devote the time to committing them to your calendar. There are a lot of different reasons to get organized, so I always recommend starting with what your top priorities are today. You have to prioritize to organize. I've found that January is too late to plan your new year, so start planning in December. What are the things you didn't accomplish this past year? What do you most want to accomplish next year? The best way to convert these wishes into accomplishments is with the SMART plan. Now, I didn't create this plan, so I will let you find it elsewhere on YouTube, but it really is SMART. Want to really make your annual goals more manageable and reliable? Choose a word for the year. My colleague Sarah Sobolewski has done this for years. I try to as well. I had been working on my little book for years, but in 2019, I made my word of the year, publish. I did indeed bring all my energy to publishing my book. So that was the year I made it happen in manageable, reliable stages. If you ever find yourself saying, someday I want to fill in the blank, the end of the year is the perfect time to establish that goal for next year. Of course, my advice is to do it in manageable, reliable stages. For more easy organizing tips, please subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you around.